cases. So that's what we ask today, that people come here legally, because our government is a government of laws, and our laws are being broken. And the people who are here legally rule. So let's talk about some of the legislation and bills that have been promised a vote in the State House but have not been allowed to be voted on. First of all, the first two bills I'm going to mention have already passed committee. The Speaker of the House has promised a vote, but thus far is not allowed a vote. First one is E-Verify. Thank you for that sign there that she's holding up. Support House Bill 49. Hold that sign up, would you? House Bill 4355 passed committee. The bill would require that all employers and subcontractors working on publicly contracted jobs use the federal e-verification system to ensure that all new hires are legal residents. Folks, that's the same thing the federal government does for all their federal contracts. House Bill 4969. This bill would require that temporary employment agencies use the E-Verify system for their employees before they send them out to the employer. Now, I'm going to tell you a story here. I used to run a machine shop for 2 years. I hired 6 individuals. I trained them for 90 days. I paid the 38% override from a temporary agency. After 90 days, I went to hire those individuals. 5 of the 6 were illegal. I had to let them go. I hired another temporary agency. They sent me 2 people the next day. I checked them while they were working that day. They were illegal. I hired a third temporary agency, and I finally got somebody that was legal. What is wrong with that picture? House Bill 4572, House Bill 4573, House Bill 4574, a simple common sense bill which would make it a crime for an individual to assist an illegal in obtaining fraudulent documents or transporting them here or helping them in any way. And the crime would be a felony, punishable by 5 years in prison or a $5,000 fine. House Bill 4187 simply states that the county clerks shall not issue a marriage license unless all required documentation is provided. That's aimed at protecting them from the lawsuits that are now occurring in my district. It's an issue. I got 2 county clerks that are doing their jobs correctly, not giving marriage license to illegals, and they're being sued. Folks, that's a federal law. They're just abiding by the law. House Bill 4186 prohibits an employee from being able to claim workman's compensation if that employee is an undocumented alien not permitted to work in the United States. If they presented fraudulent data to the employer and the employer did not have reason to believe they were here illegally, they don't get workman's comp. Simple as that. Some higher ed bills. 4188 simply states, requires that all loan programs administered by a higher education loan authority must include a citizenship requirement. House Bill 4190 requires that all legislative merit award scholarships include a citizen requirement. These are common sense, folks, but we can't move them through this House unless you speak up. I've also placed in a bill similar to the Arizona bill. It's actually a hybrid of the Arizona. It's the Pennsylvania bill, and we're refining that now. It's in LSB. That's Legislative Service Bureau. There are 3 main reasons that we have to deal with this issue. And as a military officer, former fighter pilot, I know. I've seen it. I swore to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And as your legislator, I swore the same. The reasons are this. It's a jobs issue. Illegals should not get jobs that you and your kids deserve with your tax money or the stimulus money.